Today is May 17th, and this is an update on my vegetable trugs, small space gardening. And we planted seeds just on May 11th. I did a video about that, and I laid out all the variety packets so we could see what was being planted and gave you the reasons for my trugs and the benefits of them. But I just wanted to show an update of the seeds that were directly sown into the ground. I don't do them ahead because I haven't had good luck with that, especially the hot weather items like cucumbers. I found that even if I grew them inside and planted them outside, they kind of matched up in growth as soon as the heat came. Next week's going to be 90s here in Rhode Island, so I'm expecting things to really do well next week. But let's just look quickly what's going on here. On the edges of the trugs, I always plant radishes because I had learned or read that radishes are a pest trap crop. And see, you can see not many of my other vegetables have holes in them, but look at all the radish holes. I'm not sure exactly what pests they're stopping, but I really like the fact that it does that. Across from each other, I planted these bush beans, which are long French string beans, and each plant, they don't vine, they bush, so they give you a couple of handfuls each for the season, so a couple of different dinners and servings each plant. I will soon add a succession of seeds again. I will plant them in the middle here. I always plant carrots, and I think in this trug I forgot because nothing has popped up but weeds, and you'll see that. In my first video, I explained about the fabric, and I did outline all the seeds that we planted with packages. So if you need to look back at that, and if that would be helpful at all, you could do that. These are Oregon 2 snow peas, and they vine. So I set up this thing this year with the string and the bamboo. I usually use upside down tomato cages actually, but I don't like to see them outside my window. They block my other garden. So this year I'm just trying something new, as long as they have something to vine up against. And these produce those crunchy pea pods that you'd get in like Asian stir fries, and I love them. So those are good. And let's see, I do eat cucumbers every day, so I planted 3 varieties this year of cucumbers because sometimes they don't always produce plants. So this is my favorite. Across from each other are Market More cucumbers, and they are from High Mowing Seeds. Again, the packages are all in my last May video. These next ones that aren't doing quite as well are Green Finger cucumbers, and I believe those were also from the High Mowing Seeds. I tried them last year, and although they're fine, I've talked about them before too, they're basic cucumbers. I just always love the Market More. They just taste fresher and sweeter. The third variety that I'm trying for the first time this year are these, and they're doing pretty well, and they're across from each other as well. So there's 2 plants here. This is a Japanese slicing cucumber, and it's the long type, and it has a thin skin. It reminds me of those European cucumbers you buy wrapped up at the store, the really long ones. So I'm going to try those. I'm excited about that this year. Here's another bunch of radishes. These are chives. These are also supposed to be pest deterrents, especially for the cucumbers. So it's almost time to cut them back. I had to tie them up too because the rain makes them kind of splay out. But it's time to cut them back, and they'll usually have another flush of blooms. And that also helps the butterflies and the pollinators, the bees. So that's trug number 1. Let's see, trug number 2, same thing. I always have chives. I planted cabbage on either side. Now I have never grown cabbage before, so I don't think, well, I can see that possibly this might be a cabbage. I did look up the leaves, so this is supposed to be cabbage too, so maybe these are cabbage leaves. I'm going to double check. Of course, these are weeds, and I have to get in and get some of the weeds out. So if those are cabbage leaves, then this means this would be a cabbage as well. I tried to plant them in the cooler, shady area because I know they're a cooler weather vegetable. We'll see how they do. Let's see. In this row right here, I did plant short carrot. I believe those were from High Mowing Seeds. Nope, those were from Renee's seeds. But again, if you look back at the May video, I put all the seed packets there and the names. So these are short, stubby little carrots. So we'll see how that does. There's a weed. We can pull that right out. In this area, again, I have radishes, and you can see the pest trap crop really did its job because they're getting attacked when nothing else really is getting attacked. Let's see. These aren't ready yet. But next to them, again, these are provider bush beans, which are the long string beans. And it's not a vine, it's a bush. Here's another one. My husband really likes string beans, so we do eat a bunch of those. Now the weird thing about this is in the middle strip, I always plant carrots. But if you look around, there's like a carrot green in almost every little planting hole. And I think that's because maybe I washed the seeds away or the rain came and washed the seeds away. So we'll see a few carrots scattered around. But these are beets. And I'm excited about those. This is the first year with beets. But beet greens are very tasty. They taste like spinach to me. If you saute them with garlic and oil. And I guess you could steam them or do anything you do with spinach. The beets themselves, I do drink beet juice. It's supposed to help with the high blood pressure. But I haven't really gotten into the roasted beets yet. But this year, I'm going to try them. This plant is borage. And that's supposed to help the pollinators and bring good things to your garden. So I grew that this year. Only one, but thank goodness because it's pretty big. It has pretty blue flowers too. So it's pretty to look at. Let's see. And they say you can put these in salads. And you can even put them in ice cubes and put in fancy drinks if you like. I heard they taste like cucumbers. I don't know. I've never tried them, but they're edible. Let's see over here. This is supposed to be the cabbage spot again. I don't know if that is a weed or possibly cabbage. I'm going to have to check up on that. But here's another beet. There's like 3 beets. This area is supposed to be a cabbage. I do not see cabbage. I see weeds. And I do see a carrot. So those are the burpy long carrots. Some more weeds. Sometimes the squirrels do get in here even though I'm using baskets to protect them. So, but those spots will allow me to plant a succession of, maybe I'll plant some more beets because I do have plenty of beans right now. Let's see what this is. A lot of weeds. This was supposed to be the carrot row and it doesn't look like many carrots are happening. It looks like just weeds. And again, the carrots are popping up. Like here's a little carrot. So they got washed away, and that happens. There's another carrot. And then, of course, the radishes has a trap crop doing its job. And they go really fast. So when I take these out, I will put another row of radishes in to do their job and possibly eat them. At the end of the season, they flower, a pretty little purple flower, and I let them go to seed last year. And the seed pods are also edible, and they're kind of spicy, and I liked them. I put them in a salad. They're not as sharp as the actual radishes, so I enjoyed those. But anyway, let's see. Those are the 2 garden trugs. Just a month and a week after we planted seeds, and I think they're doing pretty well. So that's that update. Thanks for watching.